How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Happy July 20th, Radio Cayman Nation. Thank you for tuning into your station of the nation, Radio Cayman. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and thank you for letting us into your homes, cars, and offices for today's episode of Talk Today. On today's show, we will be featuring the UCCI STEM Camp sponsored by Cayman Enterprise City and meeting with the Cayman Islands Football Association President, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker, on the plans for the Cayman football season for 2020. As always, we do welcome your stories, feedback, and questions and invite you to join the conversation. Simply dial 1-800-534-TALK. That's 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037. Stay tuned for Talk Today following this very brief disclaimer.
Talk Today is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Also brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile. Saving lives today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Live Communication. Let your voice be heard. Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for our show, I'm your fill-in host, Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we will be starting off today's show featuring the UCCI STEM Camp, sponsored by Cayman Enterprise City. And we are pleased to have on the line Mr. Charlie Kirkconnell, Miss Bianca Mora, Miss Antoinette Gale, and Miss Christy Anderson. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I got 2, 3. We got a fourth one on the line, I believe. We'll kick off today's show just because we are working by phone and we do have 4 guests on the line. We're just going to work in order here. And we'll start off with Mr. Charlie Kirkconnell. Mr. Kirkconnell, how are you today?
All is well. I hope you're doing well as well.
We are. We're still navigating the process of phone-in interviews and starting to have the trickle-in of more guests coming into the studio. So hopefully next time we'll be able to have all 4 of you come on in.
I look forward to that.
Look forward to that too. So, Mr. Kirkconnell, let's start off with why has Cayman Enterprise City sponsored the camp? We'll get into the camp details in a little bit, but this is a STEM camp, and tell us a bit about the influence behind your decision here.
Well, our decision to sponsor the camp goes all the way back to 2012. We're very proud to say. And it started out as an opportunity to sponsor what was called the STEM Ambassadors Breakfast, which was connected to the STEM conference that UCCI hosts. And from there, we got such great feedback from the participants and from UCCI itself that we decided we would continue. That has blossomed into the STEM summer camp. We continue to be involved with the conference as well. But out of that came out of the STEM Ambassadors Club came the STEM summer camp, and now we're in our 4th year as lead sponsor of the event. And the reason why we do it is because first of all, we're very interested in investing in the next generation. but also because we are seeing increased demand for STEM specialists within the special economic zone and generally. What we're hoping to do is to spark the interest of as many young Caymanians as possible in pursuing STEM-related career opportunities.
Rise of STEM fields within the special economic zone. What are some of the fields that you've seen in the past 4 years increase upon, and where do you see it actually going in the next 10 to 15 years?
Well, I mean, we're seeing calls for aspiring scientists, inventors and entrepreneurs, mathematicians, software engineers, a lot anything related to technology development, and that the ecosystem that surrounds it. That is where we're seeing the demand.
All right. And Bianca, anything you would like to add on to that element of the conversation from Cayman Enterprise City standpoint?
One of the also main reasons we do it is it's a great opportunity for our special economic zone members to get involved with the students and show them what life may look like as a programmer, as someone that does artificial intelligence and all that. So most of the years we have our special economic zone members partake during the summer camp. So I know last year we had Daria from Maple's group teach some programming. We then had Jack Copper from Neural Studios teach about artificial intelligence. He takes on a variety of interns every year through our Summer in the City internship program. So it was a great opportunity to get these young students involved and interested in all these amazing opportunities, I guess you could have in the Cayman Islands. So that is another big part of why we do it.
With regards to those previous, you mentioned Jack Copper taking on interns. Is that something that is still ongoing?
So our Summer in the City internship program is still ongoing every year. Applications usually open up in December, and we hope to have them all closed by end of May, June. This year obviously has been quite different due to the circumstances, but we are always taking applications, and dependent on just what companies are available to take on an intern every year, that's kind of the opportunities that open up.
It's a very unique field, but it's the future of technology in many ways, the field of artificial intelligence. Just having briefly read through some of it myself, and that is one area that on the one hand scares me a lot. And on the other hand, because it's an intriguing premise, we start talking about technology thinking entirely for itself. Have you or have any of you ever experienced any of the programs that Jack Copper runs that you're able to elaborate on a bit?
I haven't experienced a lot of them, but
Okay.
I do know that Matthew, he was a previous intern, and he used artificial intelligence to build a lionfish recognizer, which was incredible because obviously, as we know, it's an invasive species here in the Caribbean. And he was able to take this device scuba diving with him and detect where the lionfish were and what's a lionfish, what's not. So that's an incredible little or big project he got to work with, and something that could definitely benefit the Cayman Islands.
Absolutely, and globally, or at least in this region of the Caribbean. And you start talking about the entrepreneurship element, and reading through some of the talking points here. Was it Darwin Lowe who was talking about the entrepreneurship elements in the past with the economic zone? We start looking at all the potential that opens up just in the region from just that little device. It's just an amazing tool for technology to be able to start recognizing certain fish. And are we going to see that device in the market in the near future, or is that something that's still in the works?
I believe it's still in the works,
Okay.
But hopefully, because as mentioned, it'd be great to have that globally and in Cayman, but I believe it's still in the works.
That's fantastic. We will have to take a break in just a moment, and then we'll come back and talk about the UCCI camp itself. But Mr. Kirkconnell or Ms. Moore, anything else you'd like to add on that, on the CEC involvement with the camp for this year and moving forward?
No, just that we're proud to be continue our relationship with UCCI and our sponsorship of the camp, and we look forward to the details of the camp being shared after the break.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. On that note, let's take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will explore more about the actual UCCI camp itself. Be back with more talk today right after this brief commercial break.
Green Turtle, modern solutions to get you through the new normal. Download the Green Turtle app now and top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination. Home delivery of laptops, tablets, phones, accessories, and iTunes and major online retailer gift cards. And now, home deliveries of groceries and courier service. Guaranteed delivery within 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit their list of products at greenturtle.ky or download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Hi, this is Danny Coleman, Director of Hazard Management Cayman Islands. We are now in the hurricane season, and for information on how to prepare and stay safe, please visit our website, www.caymanprepared.ky. Some top tips to bear in mind, given that we are still in the midst of COVID-19. Please make sure you have a mask and sanitizer, you have food supplies to last for 3 to 5 days, a portable radio, personal hygiene and sanitation items, and medical supplies, and any other specific items your family may need during a hurricane. Make sure you know where you will shelter in the event of a storm. If you have pets, please make sure provisions are in place for them too, as the majority of shelters will not take pets. Please visit our website for more tips and tricks on www.caymanprepared.ky or call us on 945-4624. Stay safe, Cayman.
Register for the University College of the Cayman Islands 4-week technical vocational courses. The introductory courses provide training in computer technology, customer service, QuickBooks, commercial cooking, electrical installations, plumbing and air conditioning applications, and many more. Classes start July 27th. Qualified Caymanians can apply for private scholarship. How can you register? Join UCCI's registration drive from July 22nd to the 24th and July 27th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the UCCI campus. Bring your passport and health insurance card. For more information, contact the admissions team at admissions@ucci.edu.ky or call 623-8224.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we have on the line today members from Cayman Enterprise City and UCCI discussing the upcoming STEM camp from August 10th to the 14th. Miss Antoinette Gale, do we still have you on the line?
Hi, Raymond. Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How are you holding up these days?
I'm doing quite well. I'm excited.
You're excited?
About camp, yes.
Yes. Let's talk about camp. Walk us through what's going on with the STEM camp.
So the STEM camp at UCCI, which is sponsored by Cayman Enterprise City, is going to be run on August 10th through to 14th. It's just 1 week. The students will get a chance to engage in robotics, virtual reality, microbiology, math, astronomy, environmental science, blogging, physics, chemistry. I don't have time to tell you all of it.
Say it all. Say it all. Actually, you have plenty of time to say it all.
It's a lot of activities crammed in a week. So parents, they're going to come home really, really tired, but they're going to have had a lot of fun. The camp costs $200 per week, and it includes lunch, snacks, and all the activity kits for all the activities I just mentioned. So the only thing you have to send them with is their mask and their excitement and engagement. We will provide everything else for them. So we're really, really excited about being able to do this with Cayman Enterprise City again.
You can definitely hear the excitement in your voice. No doubt about that.
This is my favorite time of the year. I get to have fun with the students. We get to engage in all of these activities, and when you see the look on their faces, it's like this. Wow, it's awesome.
No, I can totally understand and appreciate how you could see when you see that those children actually their faces light up from it. A couple major points I want to talk about your camp is the first one is the disappointment that it's only 1 week long. I think when I heard everything that you just said there, I would love to see this camp in the future go multiple weeks. But sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that was our plan for this year, but then COVID came and threw us a curveball, and we still decided, hey, let's push for the 1 week that we can do. But I think it's going to be really good. There is another disappointment, though. The camp is fully booked.
Well, that's going to be that's a bit of a downer for for anyone looking to get into the camp now.
Yes, it is.
Which we'll have to talk about how to increase that for next year in the future. But the good news is that you are having the camp from August 10th to the 14th.
Yes, we have a lot of our released parents.
Yes, no doubt. And you're absolutely right. I mean, COVID obviously threw a wrench into many planning elements for this year, but at least in the good note is we do have the camp running from the 10th to the 14th. Another one major element I think was really fantastic reading through your camp is that it runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The hours of that camp fantastic because you see so many camps that are ending at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the price point for your camp is very, very reasonable and includes, I believe you said, snacks and lunch as well.
It does. It includes snacks, it includes lunch, it includes all the activity kits. And we are able to offer this camp at $200 per week per student because of the kind sponsorship of Cayman Enterprise City. Without them, the parents would have to cover the full cost of this camp, and it would have been a little bit rough for the parents. So we really do appreciate this partnership with Cayman Enterprise City.
No, it's a fantastic opportunity. And if we can walk through some of the courses that they're going to be, or courses or subject matter that they're going to be covering, because you're covering quite a bit of, and a very diverse range of the STEM fields, from the computing. Now, when you say computing, are you talking about programming and coding?
So we are talking about coding. We are talking about using code to do something. So we haven't yet decided how we're going to split the students. We do have some that have very low coding experience and some with advanced coding experience. So we want to make sure we meet them where they're at. They can use computer coding to develop a web page. They can use it to make games. And we're focusing on gaming because, hey, they're kids. So we're going to be teaching them how to code a simple game for the most part. And for the others who are more advanced, we're working on activities for them. But they're also going to be doing vlogging and photography. And this is going to be using a computer. So we're going to have them using the computer to do multiple things. They're going to learn how to edit their photos. They're going to learn what kind of photos they can put on social media. They're going to learn how to responsibly use a computer and the social media activities that they're going to be posting these on.
Okay. And just for those listeners that are not aware, what is vlogging?
So vlogging is a blog which uses videos instead of words.
Okay.
So we want to encourage them to interview their parents, interview their peers, to talk about what they're interested in. So there is a very large YouTube movement now. Everybody's posting videos on YouTube.
Sure.
We want to talk to them about how you could go about generating your own content, your own videos, and how to responsibly do that. We are not encouraging them to post these on YouTube. That's between them and their parents. But we are teaching them how they can go about creating these videos, how they can go about creating these video logs,
sure,
how they can edit those and put those responsibly out into the world.
You know, you made a comment earlier when you were talking about the level of knowledge of some of the students with regards to coding, and it brought into sharp perspective just how old I am compared to the students that are attending your camp. Because when I was 10 to 14, my experience of coding was absolutely nil. And I'm not going to speak for anybody else in this call.
Same here.
But when you say like the limited experience, I'm like, we're not talking about kids who are 10 to 14 years old who are learning the intricacies of coding, much younger than 10 in many respects. When you start looking at the coding programs and internet sites that are out there to teach kids how to code, because it is in many parts the future of technology, right?
It is, and with these, what we've found, Raymond, is that when you start with the children, they're so open. They're willing to try pretty much anything.
Sure.
And what we are trying to do with this camp is to engage them in those areas, but like I said before, to meet them where they're at. So we have students who've never coded before, have no idea, like me and you, what a code looks like. And we are going to teach them how to code. We have students who are more advanced than you and I, which is why we have specialists coming in. And they're going to be able to build on their coding experience. So we're not excluding anybody from this camp. You don't need the experience. What you need, you see that excitement in my voice? They're even more excited than I am. What we need is that excitement and that openness to learn. And we do have those students.
That's fantastic. So actually, funny story, I took my first coding class when I was 17, and it was a basic programming class in high school, and it's the only class that I never got an A in. I'm pretty sure my mom's listening right now, so she's going to learn the unfortunate truth that I never got full A's. But it's amazing how far we've come in the time that I was in high school to now with regards to the coding programs and opportunities that are out there for kids. But you have a number of other programs on here. Talk to us a bit about the drones, because that was the one I thought was really intriguing, was the drone element to this.
Okay, so we have some mini drones that we can use indoors, and we have an obstacle course. What we're trying to do is to teach the students how to use a drone and what kind of power the drone has. I mean, my child goes out and he plays with his drone just for the sake of flying something. But there are so many different things you can do with a drone. They're doing assessments with the drones for a population of different organisms, plants, and animals, and so on in different areas. You can use a drone to do a video, virtual reality, not virtual reality, like virtual tours. You can use a drone for assessment. Yes. So we're teaching them about how to play with the drone, because of course this camp is going to be fun, but we're also teaching them about how these can be applied in the industry and how their drone skills can help them.
So they'll actually get the opportunity to actually fly. I'm asking from a parental standpoint here, only because my son managed 5 seconds before crashing the drone into the wall and breaking the propeller on it. What are the procedures that you're putting in place for drone safety with regards to the kids using the drones?
Yes, so we're going to have a dedicated area where only the drone flyer will be, along with the obstacle course.
Okay.
They will be separated from that area, and so they can fly. I mean, if they crash the drone, we have extra propellers and so on. That's all right.
5 seconds. 5 seconds was all my son managed.
We have extras. That's a part of the learning process.
Of course.
But we're ensuring that we have a completely separated area for drone flying, where only one person will be allowed to fly at a time, because safety is one of our paramount concerns here. We want to make sure nobody gets hurt, but everybody gets to have fun.
That's fantastic. And are they going to be doing any kind of like drone race competitions, like who can navigate the obstacle course fastest?
No. Because we're teaching them how to use it, we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to use it before it completely gets right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about the future. I think that might be like the future, like Olympic sports, like, talking about like navigating obstacle courses with drones. That is future competitions right there.
It just might be. So I certainly need to know how to fly one.
Yeah.
Get myself in the competition.
That's right. Virtual reality, because I think that's another very awesome topic. We start talking about virtual reality. What are the types of programs that they're going to be doing in that realm?
So in virtual reality, what we're doing is starting fairly basic. Now, we will have a virtual reality headset with a phone, and the students can choose whether or not they want to go on a roller coaster, or they want to visit a different city they've never seen before, or they want to go into the safari. They get to engage in, and I put engage in air quotes here, engage in activities that they would not necessarily be able to do while sitting at a desk or standing in the multipurpose hall, the Sylvester Johnson Hall at the UCCI. So they choose the activity that they do, but they get to experience something else without actually being there. So I know a lot of people do games in virtual reality where you're able to see the games in 3D, or they will do, like I said, a safari tour without worrying about getting mauled by a lion, but you are able to see all of these animals. You're able to see this new environment. So every student, as long as their parent signs up, and that will get the chance to experience the virtual reality environment.
It's an amazing one.
So this is a new addition for us. It is.
As far as I'm not sure if you're able to elaborate, but with regards to UCCI educational programs down the line, are we going to see potentially more virtual reality incorporated into the classes, whether it be on the programming side, the field side, or even the application side for businesses?
I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think it was, but we'll try to ask someone else in the near future on that one. And then we have also microbiology, mathematics, astronomy, environmental science as well, and physics, chemistry, and robotics.
Yes, all of that. So the students, and I don't want to give away too much because I want them to come in open.
I want to know. I'm asking for myself. I'm a little jealous that
Unfortunately, you have an audience, a very wide audience.
We do. I feel like I've been discriminated against, that I can't sign up for your camp. It's only from 10 to 14 years old, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. This year.
We are looking at using microscopes for environmental science. We're looking at creating our own environment. We're looking at mathematics. When these kids walk away from Camp Raymond, they have a different perspective of math.
Sure.
We have some awesome lecturers at UCCI who are able to let them see that math can be not just fun, but useful. You know how you go into class and you say, but I'll never use this? Trust me, these lecturers will let you realize this is extremely useful. This is not just some abstract concepts we're teaching you. And they're going to be there at camp walking the students through these activities.
No, I think that's one of the elements of the camp that really stands out, is that these are all applicable fields that are right now in effect, that people can actually look at and say, yeah, I'm going to apply elements of photography editing. I'm going to apply, because reality is computer programming is going to be a dominant language in the near future. Drones are already a major part of daily life. We just don't see them as often yet. And all the mathematics and physics, you're absolutely right. These are all very applicable and very real, tangible programs that kids will be using today and in the near future.
And don't forget, they're also fun.
And they're fun. No, you've thrown a lot of energy into to make it a lot of fun. And it is a lot to squeeze into 1 week, and how different camps have come from my sports camps when I was a kid. But that is a fantastic array of programs that you're offering.
We want to make sure we keep them engaged. We want to make sure that there is something for everybody. So there might be somebody who's really looking forward to the drone, but somebody is looking forward to the math or astronomy. We want to make sure that everybody is engaged for the entire week.
And one last question on the instructors and who was actually coordinating the teaching elements of the camp. Where are the instructors coming from?
So most of our instructors are UCCI staff and faculty.
Okay. Is there anybody from outside of UCCI coming in to help teach any of these specialty programs?
In previous years, we have had facilitators from Cayman Enterprise City, and this year we may have one also. With the situation as it is with COVID-19, it kind of have things are a little bit up in the air for right now. But for the most part, our facilitators are going to be UCCI faculty and staff. Okay,
that's great. Thank you so much, Ms. Antoinette. On that note, we do need to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, Chrissy, I do want to hear from you from the UCCI standpoint, and hear more about some of the other programs being offered by Cayman Enterprise City. We'll be back with more talk today right after this brief commercial break.
You've spent a lot of time with your kitchen appliances lately. Did you realize just how old or out of date they really are? If you're thinking of upgrading or replacing your old kitchen appliances, there is only one place to go: Brand Source Home Gallery. They're having a 15% off sale on GE appliances this month. That's right, save 15% off on all GE appliances now through the end of July. You will love the savings and the look of your fresh new appliances from Brand Source Home Gallery in Industrial Park on Dorsey Drive. Call 623-5000 for more information.
Mommy, have you been taking your medication?
No, I think I forgot to pick it up.
Your doctor prescribed it for a reason, so you should be taking it regularly.
I know, TD. Thanks for the reminder.
If you are elderly or vulnerable and need your prescription delivered to your home, contact the Health Services Authority Pharmacy at 949-8600. Taking your medication when prescribed is important to your health, and your health matters to us. For more information about our pharmacy hours and locations, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for our show, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we're just coming to the end of our segment with UCCI and Cayman Enterprise City, talking about the upcoming STEM camp from August 10th to the 14th. And Miss Christy Anderson, we still have you on the line.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Thank you for your patience in joining the talk here. So talk to us a bit about the importance of the UCCI STEM camp and STEM programs overall.
Okay, well, you gave me the easy question, didn't you? Well, what's important is that UCCI values what the STEM potential is for the entire Cayman Islands. So that means, like, just this camp alone we get to introduce STEM on a whole or on a bigger level, as Ms. Antoinette said, to ages 10 to 14. And that allows us to get right in there and get them excited, get them knowing what is possible, how it's possible, and how it works in their daily lives. On a bigger front, we have the STEM conference, which is, we open that up to every child in the Cayman Islands. And that becomes an entire experience where they can see people from overseas interacting and bringing STEM to life, to even our local people here who have different projects that involve STEM get involved in the conference. And it all becomes essentially a big party of science and math, and there's even arts in there because I'm a big arts fan, but I still very much enjoy all of the activities that are included within the STEM and the STEM projects. So for UCCI, having the STEM camp allows us to, like I said, be able to get the little ones started on their journey, just to make them see, the passion and the availability. And like Miss Antoinette said, with the vlogging series, it's a way for us to teach them how to responsibly react to the technological world around them. I mean, she's not lying when she says we have tons of outlets now for children to be able to express themselves and find different outlets for what actually suits them. So being able to give them the guidelines and give them the essentially quote-unquote rules of how everything works feels like we're preparing them for a future that is fastly approaching. And again, with the conference, it takes it to a different level. We get, like I said, we get outside influences. Harrisburg University ends up being a big sponsor of the conference, as well as CEC. So again, it's a big collaboration of everybody that actually enjoys STEM and the STEM topics that are coming to life right before our eyes, really.
It is, which begs the question. We mentioned STEM conference being for all ages of children. Do we see it in the future opening up to adults as well, since many adults, parents of the very kids going through these programs themselves have never had the training, the experience, or the applicable experience other than probably social media of the vast array of technology that's available?
That's very true. So for the conference, we actually have an open day that's open to everybody that happens on the Friday of the conference. Again, due to COVID, we're still in planning stages.
Sure.
But we are very hopeful that it'll be more exciting than we had last year. We had something like 500 students come through UCCI one afternoon. So, it was a big event. But I'm sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
No, it's a STEM conference, and we were talking about the adults and potential for
STEM
adults.
conference and adults, yeah, the big adults that enjoy STEM.
Sure.
No, but again, on the Friday afternoon of the STEM conference, it's an open for everybody. So anybody that wanted to experience small experiments, so anything from, moving a submarine in a small kiddie pool through a obstacle course, to last year we actually had GameStop come by Gamers Bait come by, and they actually did a whole setup that was really popular with the kids and the big kids. The teachers got a really, really good intro in there because they got to try it first, and then the students got to get in there after them. So we had feedbacks from children of all ages. So again, it's something that we try to have for everybody on island to be able to participate and at least try and get their hands in there and see what it's really about.
Absolutely, man. As you mentioned, like the future of technology it's here. It's on our doorstep right now, and I think it is an important element that whether we like it or we don't like how technology is influencing our daily lives, the reality it is here.
It is here, yeah.
And it's better to understand it and as best you can. And I tend to I've taken an interest in the AI and the AR VR elements, and but I do like that you've brought up the responsible vlogging. It almost makes you wonder if schools should now be doing classes on responsible social media for young kids, just because it is here. It's a part of our daily reality, right?
It's part of our daily reality, and I mean, everywhere we look, every kid has a phone, has a tablet, has some access to some sort of communication that allows them to share. So I think, I mean, I can't answer that on a whole, but I think as part of the camp, it's a great introduction into keeping, you know, kids safe, just aware of what the rules are, how they can participate, what they should participate in. And again, like Miss Antoinette said, a final posting is between parents and the children. We don't encourage that at all. We just want to make sure that they have all of the rules and are aware.
Sure, and that is great. And congrats again to and thank you to UCCI for putting on the STEM camp. It's a fantastic initiative. Just to reiterate, those dates are from August 10th to the 14th. However, registration is closed off. Is there a waiting list for those who might pull out of the camp for parents to still register, potentially get into the camp?
So
I'm gonna ask, I'm going to ask Miss Antoinette to answer that for you.
Ms. Antoinette?
Hi, Raymond. Yes, we do have a wait list. Unfortunately, we have 10 people currently on the wait list.
Already?
So, yes, plus another 5 who have emailed me since last week. So I'm not able to take anybody else on the wait list. I know that there are lots of people who are interested in different activities. So if they still want to go ahead and contact me about future STEM activities, they can reach me at agayle@ucci.edu.ky.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Ms. Antoinette. Ms. Bianca, if I could put the mic back on you for a moment.
Yep.
Do you there? Can you walk us through any other programs that you have available at Cayman Enterprise City that are any educational programs?
Yeah, so we have a variety of programs available, kind of a little bit for everyone. Currently, our very popular ones are our new monthly online workshops. So each month, Cayman Enterprise City hosts a online workshop in which we invite another company to facilitate the workshop. So to give you an example, back in May, we did one with Nova Recruitment on regards to CV and interview preparation. So how to build your CV, what to do when you're interviewing, what to say, what not to say. So that was a really fun workshop. We did another one with UCCI on like an everyday life of a marketer. So if you want to go into marketing, how is your everyday life going to look like? And then the one this month is actually with work. So it's Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman. And they're going to be speaking about all the different opportunities that they have available, how to get workforce ready, where to look, and all that stuff. I know COVID has definitely thrown a wrench in everyone's plans. So work is going to be talking about that and what they could do to potentially find work, or what opportunities to build themselves, like build their CV and stuff.
And
so
are those one-day workshops or multiple-day workshops?
These are just one-day workshops, and they're usually around an hour to 2 hours max.
Okay.
They are online and they are complimentary to anyone. So if you want to join, to email innovate@caymanenterprisecity.com, and we will add you to the RSVP list.
And when is the next workshop?
The next one is on Wednesday, the 29th of July.
Okay, and that is the
1 o'clock.
That is the work-related one in regards to how to find work and what opportunities are available right now.
Correct.
Okay, great. Any ideas on what your next workshop will be in August, or is that still hush hush?
I'm looking to get the Special Economic Zone members involved, so maybe something on, I know you mentioned for STEM, like vlogging, and all like marketing, graphic design, sort of looking into that, but as well on the other end, a lot of programming, and we also have a cool company in the special economic zone that does a lot of drones and virtual reality, so it would be good to get them into a workshop.
They would, and I would love to attend that workshop. I'm kind of fascinated by the world of I'm terrified of it, which probably what fascinates me about it, but the world of virtual reality. It's I've kind of read about some of the business opportunities, and to go back to you mentioned before the growth of the economic zones, STEM fields, and I think that's just such a major one that's coming in the near future, and I'm very impressed that you guys have run full steam with that. So
yeah, we're very excited, and as mentioned, it's not just the workshops that we have. We also have big part of the Cayman Code Academy and our internship programs and our work placements. So if any listeners want to kind of dig more into what we offer, I really encourage them to visit Enterprise Cayman webpage.
Enterprise Cayman webpage. Just for our listeners and my own purpose, what age do you start the Cayman coding programs at?
So Cayman Code Academy would be 18 plus.
Okay.
And yeah, it could be for anyone. It is also online right now, so it is a great opportunity to take, as it's quite customized to your time.
Sure.
You could either choose to do full-time or part-time, and just I feel like having online classes right now has kind of become the new normal, and it's almost easier to do.
Of course. Thank you so much for that, Bianca. I do appreciate you sharing that last little tidbit of information for us. We are getting to the last minute of our segment here. If I can just have Ms. Bianca, if people want to find out more information on the Cayman Enterprise City programs again, what is the best way for them to do so?
So they could visit our Enterprise Cayman website, which you could also find it in our Cayman Enterprise City website. Enterprise Cayman is an initiative within CEC.
Okay.
Or alternatively, they could also email innovate@caymanenterprisecity.com.
That's great. Thank you so much. And Ms. Antoinette, for those who have further questions on either camps or other STEM programs, how can they reach you again?
So my email address is agayle, that's agale, @ucci.edu.ky. Just a quick reminder to those parents who have registered, you have until next Friday, July 31st, to make payment, or we will unfortunately have to move your slot to someone on the wait list.
Thank you so much for that that reminder for our listeners. All, thank you so much again for joining us today, and all the best with the upcoming STEM camp.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
We have to head off to our 1 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be meeting with President of the Cayman Islands Football Association, Ms. Alfredo Whitaker. Be back with more talk today right after this.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only 2 species that we have here on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
It is in the best interest of the people of these islands.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Rotaract Blue is celebrating an all-female board for the 2020-2021 year. At its 14th annual installation ceremony, the Community Service Club for Young Professionals ages 18 and older, sponsored by Rotary Central Cayman Islands, installed its newest female president. Alana Warwick-Smith outlined her hopes and goals for the year, specifically to continue to nurture professional development opportunities held by the club and to continue strengthening the Open Arms program, promoting inclusivity in the Cayman Islands. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. A coronavirus vaccine developed by the University of Oxford appears safe and triggers an immune response. Trials involving 1,077 people showed the injection led to them making antibodies and T cells that can fight coronavirus. The UK has already ordered 100 million doses of the vaccine. And actor Johnny Depp threatened to kill ex-wife Amber Heard many times, the U.S. actress has claimed. She described a 3-day hostage situation during which she claimed Mr. Depp was on a drug and alcohol binge. 57-year-old Depp is suing the publisher of The Sun over an article that referred to him as a wife-beater, but the newspaper maintains it was accurate. He denies 14 allegations of domestic violence on which News Group Newspapers is relying for its defense. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
your voice, your choice, your radio.
Green Turtle. Modern solutions to get you through the new normal. Download the Green Turtle app now and top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination. Home delivery of laptops, tablets, phones, accessories, and iTunes and major online retailer gift cards. And now, home deliveries of groceries and courier service. Guaranteed delivery within 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit their list of products at greenturtle.ky or download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
According to the standards in public life law, which of these individuals are required to file a declaration of interest? A. Members of governing bodies of statutory authorities and government companies. B. Chief officers and deputy chief officers. C. Government department heads and their deputies. D. CEOs of statutory authorities and government companies. Or E. Members of the Legislative Assembly. The answer is all of them. To see the full list of individuals required under the law to submit a declaration, visit www.standardsinpubliclifecommission.ky. The deadline for persons to submit their declaration of interest in accordance with the standards in public life law is 30th July 2020.
At Cayman National, you can bank from wherever, whenever. Take advantage of 24/7 access to manage accounts, free electronic fund transfers, 20% discount on wire transfers and drafts, and free bill and credit card payments, all while keeping yourself, your loved ones, and the wider Cayman community safe. Sign up for online banking today by submitting your application to cnb@caymannational.com and take advantage of our online banking benefits today. Remember, though socially distant, we are here for you and we are in this together.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
To Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for today's show, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and we have in studio the ever comical, ever lovable, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker from the Cayman Islands Football Association. Welcome back to Talk Today.
Well, thank you. It's really a pleasure to always share a table with you.
You know, it's a unique scenario having someone in front of you, like this close to someone, right? Like for the past 4 months, like you're not allowed to be this close to people or wearing masks. And so our last interview, we had everyone on the phone, but it's great to actually have someone. We're social creatures, right? And it's great to actually be like this.
It is, Ray. And first of all, I think we are allowed to get this close.
Yep.
Again, thanks to the great job that our government and
absolutely
our Minister of Health and his team put on. We pretty much close to become a COVID-free island. We start to enjoy the freedom of being close, be able to soon be able to start to shake hands and give hugs and live a normal life is really a great experience.
Normal, funny story on that shaking hands. The other day I met someone just and by sheer habit, we both reached out to shake hands at the same time, and we grazed fingers, and it was an immediate pullback of, oh no, we're not allowed to do that. And it was just this moment where we kind of the reality of how much has changed in such a short window of time. And so you're right, I'm thankful that, very grateful that we're getting back to that place where we can go from elbows to, the handshake again.
Yeah, we have to be careful with the elbows now, because once the league restart, we might see an elbow there. Referee might start to send players off.
There's a lot of very intelligent. Never knock players for not being intelligent. Now they're going to be using it as an excuse. You can't red card me. They said all I'm allowed to do is elbow you. I never thought of it, but you know what? Now that you say that, I can see it happening. I can even identify some players that might try to use this in the near future. But so, past 4 months, what have you been doing to keep yourself? Because you're looking great. You came in and did a little modeling for Susan just now, and you got shy now.
I get shy. I'm blushing. It's a good thing I know Susan for quite some time. I took the opportunity actually, like the following day after lockdown.
Yep.
I made a personal commitment and I start to exercise.
Good for you.
Twice a day.
Wow.
I start to eat much better, and from 245 I'm down to 220 pounds. So it really worked out.
Yeah, Miss Susan check you out. Well, she actually dipped the head and check you out. Good for you. Some people took the opportunity to indulge a bit more in the pastries, and some people took the opportunity to really delve into their fitness journey, and so you've done that.
Yes, and obviously we also at CIF, at the executive level, we decide to review all of CIFA projects, all of our plans, and we tighten up here, we loosen up here. We have a much better view now, especially of the leagues and our major plans. And we did take advantage of the lockdown.
As far as, and we'll get into the specifics of the different programs and what they look like for the rest of 2020. As far as the referees and the players and the coaches' feedback, how do they feel about contact sports and the program now coming back into the arena?
I think everybody's happy, and national teams they restart the training.
Sure.
Sunday morning we had 42 players.
Oh wow!
At 7:00 in the morning, so that could give you an idea of how they feel about it. The day before we had the senior girls, Saturday evening, full turnout. On Friday evening we had the U17 girls, full turnout. The day before we had the girls U15 and U13, full turnout. And the boys that going back to training the U17s that start tomorrow. We have a pretty good meeting with the parents, and we're expecting that also to be full turnout. So the spirit is there. That desire to continue to be part of our national team is there, and is really, really encouraging.
I guess it's true what they say, separation makes the heart fonder, right?
That's correct.
A few months off, and everyone realized how lucky they were to be out there practicing. They show up, and 42 players showing up on Sunday morning at 7:00.
7:00 is.
And that was for the men's national team?
The men's national team, yeah.
That was trials, or that was practice?
The way it's working right now, we start to incorporate those young, talented players into the senior men program.
Okay.
So we work by cycles. So now we have some 19, 18-year-old working in the first set of cycles that we call, that between now and the next round of World Cup qualifiers, that we have a round that's going to start in November, hopefully. But between November...
You say World Cup qualifiers in November?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Between that and the round of Gold Cup qualifiers, we think we should have a very good competitive young adult team with an average age group of, I would say maybe 23, 22. So that would give us a perfect age group for 2 cycles. Olympic qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, Gold Cup qualifiers. So it good out of that large group of players.
Sure.
We're going to have to bring numbers down at some point, and but most of them would continue to prepare for the U23 or the Olympic team that we call. So it's not say that they're going somewhere, they're going to be eliminated from the program. It's just specifics now. We have the senior team, and we will have a U23 national team.
Okay. It's and did the players take your stance on the COVID fitness journey, or are we seeing a lot of rust coming off practice?
Believe it or not, the goalkeepers are the one that not in good fitness, we could call it.
You gotta say it bluntly. Let them hear it out. Let them hear it.
Right. But the other players, we had prepared training program for them.
Okay.
So every 2 weeks we would change.
I mean, during the COVID?
During the COVID.
Okay.
Right. So.
What a great initiative to take that 2 week training. So that was 2 week of fitness plans?
Most of it was technical fitness, right?
Okay.
Because we had all of those limitations.
Sure.
So they came back, they're not looking bad. They're looking good. We've been working in bringing fitness up, technical up, tactical up, and they look really good. And the players that were injured, except from Raymond Seeley, everybody is healthy now.
Great.
So we're looking good.
That's fantastic, and I'm sure they're grateful for the opportunity because one of the elements in COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of different industries, a lot of different players, you name it. COVID threw that major wrench into every facet of everybody's careers. So you look at the students who couldn't take their GCSEs or couldn't take their final examinations to get into college or have to do assessments. But then you look at the players and athletes who may have missed windows for competitions, who missed qualifiers, who because of the next generation, next year group coming up, may have very well missed windows of opportunity for scouting opportunities. And there's so many opportunities that were potentially missed. And we'll never know the full ramification of those. But you got to feel for some of the players that were in those age brackets that may have missed windows.
Yeah, for us, especially with the girls program, was terrible because we had all of our girls national team from the U14 to the senior women's was about to enter competition and friendly matches.
That's right, I recall that.
So this year was big planning for the girls. Unfortunately, everything has to start all over again. So we miss quite a few big opportunities to participate in tournaments. And the U17 girls that was getting ready to have the playoff, they was going to the Dallas Cup, and then they was traveling to Mexico like a week and a couple of days before the final match to get acclimatized because of the height of the city. But everything happened for a reason, right? Sure. This gave us the opportunity to maybe to get the girls a little bit more mature, to get a little bit more in depth in what they're really going to face. Most likely they would be facing off the USA. That is big for us, is massive, is important. Regardless of what the score would be. I still believe in that our national team was up to give a big surprise. I'm still have that belief.
We have to take a quick commercial break, but I want to hear more about that. That would be a fantastic talk about Samson and Goliath matchup between those two squads. Back with more talk today right after this quick commercial break.
The Toyota-thon 2020 event is going on now at Vamped Motors. Get our lowest prices of the year on a great selection of our most popular Toyotas with big savings on the new CHR Hybrid, the 7-seater Rush, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Hilux truck, and more. You can drive home an amazing deal. Save up to $5,000. Take the full discount, get cash back, upgrade your vehicle with your savings. It's all your choice during our huge Toyota-thon sales event going on through July. Don't miss out. Come to Vamped Motors for your new Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you having financial difficulties? Are you unable to pay your water bills because of the coronavirus pandemic? The Water Authority wants to help. Contact a customer service rep today to arrange a payment agreement. Get in touch by emailing info@waterauthority.ky or call 94-WATER. That's 949-2837.
Mommy, have you been taking your medication?
No, I think I forgot to pick it up.
Your doctor prescribed it for a reason, so you should be taking it regularly.
I know, TD. Thanks for the reminder.
If you are elderly or vulnerable and need your prescription delivered to your home, contact the Health Services Authority Pharmacy at 949-8600. Taking your medication when prescribed is important to your health, and your health matters to us. For more information about our pharmacy hours and locations, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Here is a special public service announcement and reminder from the Justice of the Peace Association. JP services for the public in the Government Administration Building are provided on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to noon in a designated space adjacent to the reception area in GAB. Please look for the designated signage and directions, and also remember to have all documents and identification needed for your transactions. Every precautionary measure has been taken to ensure the public's safety, and members of the public should adhere to the rules and regulations. Please be aware of the following. The kiosk has been fitted with a plexiglass partition. Hand sanitizer will be available. No one can enter the GAB without a mask. Sanitization of the area will be carried out between clients. You must practice social distancing while waiting in line for service. The Justice of the Peace Association, serving the community with humility and integrity. Green Turtle. Modern solutions to get you through the new normal. Download the Green Turtle app now and top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination. Home delivery of laptops, tablets, phones, accessories, and iTunes and major online retailer gift cards. And now, home deliveries of groceries and courier service. Guaranteed delivery within 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit their list of products at greenturtle.ky or download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And as always, we do welcome your stories, feedback, and questions, and invite you to join our conversation. Simply dial 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037. And we have in studio President of the Cayman Islands Football Association, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker, just discussing the state of Cayman football for the rest of 2020 now that we are allowed to have contact sports back in the social arena. Before the break, we were briefly touching on the state of the girls and women's program. Alfredo, so walk us through, because during the break we were actually really elaborating on how well each of those squads have done. Can you tell me a bit about, or tell our listeners rather, a bit about how the under-20s, under-17s, and under-15s have done previously before the COVID scenario, what their future looks like over the next few months?
Well, starting with the U20, they had just finished the final round, World Cup qualifiers in Dominican Republic. Right now, the U20, they rank in the top 10 of the CONCACAF countries.
That's amazing.
Out of 41, I think the final is put us at number 8.
Have we ever ranked that high in the women's side in under 20 CONCACAF?
No.
That's an impressive scenario. You're talking about the big win countries of the United States, Canada, Mexico.
Yeah, we had big results before with the women's. It's important to mention, right, not only about what we had done at CFA this year, but previously, it's important to mention that there was a group of dedicated girls that did extremely well and represent us well. I remember came on chartering a flight to go and watch them to play in Costa Rica, the final stage.
That's right.
At that time, they didn't have that ranking. However, that team went as far as defeating Haiti. That is,
it was a big one. I remember that 2013-ish.
A little bit before that, I think. Okay. Right. That was major, a massive win for us.
It was.
The girls previously have done well, but unfortunately, those teams never did have a continuation like what we have now. So
continuation mean like a continuity plan, like where you have like the next developmental stages?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. Normally, the team would go, play the tournament, they return, and they would just disappear. Yeah. Now the team go, return, they have a week break, and back to training. Because they are guaranteed that next 2 months or 3 months there is a game that coming up, or tournament that coming up, or friendly games, or whatever we have in our calendar of event. So this continue to help us grow, continue to keep the interest of the players in their national teams and also the clubs. It's not only about the national team, it's also the clubs. The clubs play a key role because at the end of the day, the clubs are the one who give national team the players.
Sure.
If we didn't have clubs, it's very difficult to have that's a national team, right?
That is the base developmental program, right? That is an actual.
So I feel now, or I think now, that we have a much better relationship with clubs, with president, with coaches.
Sure.
And that is the result of the well put together. I mean, not say that the boys don't have a good program, but the girls, because of the blending of the age group, is just like perfect. Is well done. Example, you have our U15 national team that was heading to Bradenton. Out of that U15 starting lineup, we had 4 girls that was starting with our U20s. So they come with a massive experience.
Okay, yeah, no, of course.
Now we have 5 out of that U15 that also start in the U17. So now the U15 would have at least 7 players that played not only at U17 level, but also at U20 level.
Okay.
So when it's time for them to play now at their age group, is much easier for them.
Sure.
They have more experience. They're playing against girls that is their size, that have their build.
But the experience of playing against.
And the experience of playing
against bigger.
When we host here the group of the U17 qualifiers, when our girls went up against Martinique, there was like, wow, extremely big girls, but our little girls were just 15 and 16 years old, sometimes 14, right? So we looking very promising.
That's fair. So under 20s are top 10 ranking,
right?
And that's following the Dominican tournament.
That's after the final competition in Dominican Republic.
And you mentioned while we don't want to bring in the COVID story too much, the COVID story is an important element here. And you mentioned during the break what it was like trying to get those girls out of Dominican Republic. Tell me, Cheryl, because a lot of people didn't hear a lot of stories happened in that evacuation period that people really didn't hear about.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about what that was like.
At the last game, we had a player that was injured. So they took the player to the hospital to get some assistance and get some x-ray done. That day, I had heard about a positive case of COVID-19 in Dominican Republic. So I started to make calls, and it was miles away from where the team was staying. I went to my office early morning, and by 8 o'clock or so, I had a phone call from our chief medical officer asking about the girls and asking for details and so forth. By then, I had contact Miss Marta Godet, that was the head of the delegation, and we started to arrange to get the girls back. So in that arrangement, we had some of them that left at 5 o'clock in the morning via Miami, and the other was leaving later on that day through Jamaica. So the team just like spread out
and split.
A group came in that same day, late, on American Airlines, and the other group came in the following day and came on Airways at 10:30. So we had everybody home.
Talk about like a day of like chaos, right? It went from 0 to 100 like that.
It was a little stressful, to be honest with you, right? And
Sure.
then most of the girls are young girls, and the parents are really engaging in
of course, yeah.
with our national program. So you had phone call from parents, and you have grandparents also calling, and you have friends. So it was a little bit stressed out, but at the end of the day, the girls, everybody came back, and we was good. And afterward, well, we had our
we had our own lockdown.
Our share of it.
Yes, no, of course, we had our own lockdown. So then we have under 20s are currently top 10. Well, kudos to you and Sifa and Martha and the entire delegation for pulling off getting those girls back home that quickly with minimal chaos.
Yeah.
You know, like managing that chaos and that outfall is from afar too, right? It's a good one. But so the under 20s currently sitting top 10. Sometime next year they'll be they'll be going back into that tournament.
U17 is next,
U17
and
is next.
U15 also is still pending.
And you mentioned the U17s and U15s have not lost a game.
No,
in international competition.
Correct. We have they haven't lost a friendly or official game yet since 2016, mid 2016.
That's an impressive 4-year streak of maintaining that level. And we're talking about a country, Cayman, whose population well under 100,000, and these countries all with populations well over 1 million plus, in some cases a couple 100 million.
Correct. The difference the difference is that when the other countries start to plan, we already have 6 or 8 months of work.
Yeah.
So when that plan, they start to execute the planning, we complete a year of work. So we always one step ahead.
That's the way to do it.
Right. We have a very dedicated group of coaches, starting with Alex Gonzalez that had been heading that group, with Mr. Noel Keane and Gigi. Everybody know her by Gigi. If you call her by Gisela, nobody would know. That is very dedicated, and our gratefulness to the parents that always there with the players, dropping them off and picking them up, and whenever we have any activities, they're always there. Mm-hmm. So Marta and that group is much appreciated, the work that they do.
That's fantastic. We got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I want to now talk about the actual domestic league and what. Oh, I guess no, we're not going to go to a break right now, so let's just jump right into it. Moving on from our women's national program and the men's national program, we have league play, which is coming back up in a few weeks. Now, teams have now started practicing in full again. Is that what the situation is now?
Yes. Before I go into that, right?
Sure.
I just want to give a special thanks to Wendy Fisher, that is also a crucial part of the women's program.
Yep.
Right. She's our CFA representative. She's been involved in the program for quite some time, and she always looking in ways of improving the program. So I would like to say.
And Wendy is the women's official for CFA?
She's the deputy general secretary.
Okay.
So or assistant to the deputy general secretary, but she pretty much involved in the women's program.
Okay.
So thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy, for all the efforts you've done. It's definitely showing its rewards now.
Back to your question.
Yeah.
The
domestic leagues.
The domestic league.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams had some issues returning to the field, especially the teams in West Bay. I think that is being dealt with by now.
Issues at the field itself?
There was a team that had booked the field like right throughout,
Oh, okay.
So they was having some sort of issues or misunderstanding, I would call it. I think that should be clear by now, and every team up in West Bay should have the time and access to the field. Everybody is back training. Some teams have started earlier, doing the 5 at a time.
Okay, so the restrictions before were limited numbers,
right?
But they weren't allowed to have any contact.
No contact, but they were just doing the fitness part and so forth, right? So we're looking forward in finishing not the league completely that was planned, but part of it that would give us the league champion. It would give us the President Cup champion, male and female, and it would give you that break to restart our new 2020-2021 program. Youth, male and female, with a different format. For the boys, for the young league, or for the youth league, and also for the senior or Premier League that we call.
Okay, so we're looking to wrap up the current season.
Correct.
Is there going to be a break before you restart the 2021 season?
Yes.
How long is that break going to be?
That break is, we're looking to start our season in the first week of September.
Okay.
First week, second week of September.
So not a very long break.
No.
Okay.
It's just for the team to get back into a good level of fitness.
Sure.
And to start back again. There were some changes in the league, so it's going to be a little bit more or a lot more competitive. And we think that it would give us a better level of football, and we're going to have more to look forward to.
We're going to have to explore some of those changes on what you're doing to make it more competitive. It's because I saw this, your face kind of lit up as you were saying this, so I want to hear more about those changes. We have to go to a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll explore more about the end of this current season and what you have lined up for the 2021 program. Be back with more talk today right after this.
The Wharf is your only waterfront breakfast and lunch atmosphere along the shoreline. Starts at 7 a.m. with freshly squeezed juices, hot coffee, and your farm fresh eggs.
The unique sunset happy hour and dinner ambiance is your obvious choice for your waterfront dining. See you soon for salsa and boogie nights at the Wharf.
Follow us on Facebook to keep in the loop of all the happenings, and come and join us at the all-day waterfront experience on the 7 Mile Beach.
Have you heard the news? Get excited. King Sports Center is reopening on Saturday, July 4th for bowling and skating, Monday, July 6th for the Powerhouse Gym, and July 19th for sports programs. King Sports Center offers a complete health and recreational environment for the only sports and recreational facility of its kind in the Cayman Islands. A full list of all safety precautions is listed at www.kingsportscenter.com. For more information, call 946-5464. Email kings@candw.ky. King Sports Center, providing you with all your fitness, recreation, and relaxation needs.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. We have an all-in expense ratio of less than 1%, over 20,000 members, and $490 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or require further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for today's show, I am Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we have in studio Mr. Alfredo Whitaker, president of the Cayman Islands Football Association. And now that we are allowed to have contact sports again, we're looking at wrapping up the current 2020 season and bringing those players back onto the pitch. So before we get into what changes were coming up in 2021, or 2020 and 2021, what do we have on the schedule for the rest of the current season? Is there any more regular season games to play?
One final round that would be played on the 15th and the 16th.
Okay.
That round is important. You still have Scholars and Bartontown that could win the league.
Okay.
You still could have changes in the third and fourth place.
Sure.
All of these places have prize money. So
there's still money for grabs. So this is an important weekend of games.
It's important, right?
Staying in shape over the COVID season became really important.
and then you're going to have the President Cup final that is, I think, the 22nd between Latinos and Scholars. And the women's final would be between Scholars and Elite. So all of these games have prize money. That's why it's important to finish it.
And then looking at this, we have the Charity Shield is the start of the 2021 season.
That's
and
correct.
That's September.
Yes.
For our listeners' sake, how were the teams selected for the President Cup finals? Were this from a President's Cup round-robin tournament?
Round-robin tournament,
okay.
yes.
So all these games actually took place pre-COVID situation,
right.
and we're now seeing the culmination of it now.
Right.
So just a reminder to our listeners, that is August 8th and 9th is the final round of the Cayman Premier League and Women's Premier League.
The dates change because of the issues that some clubs have going into the having access to the field. So now we're looking at this 15 and 16. Saturday 15 and Sunday the 16.
That's for the final round of the CBL
round.
and the Women's.
Right.
And then the President's Cup will be the weekends, the following weekend.
The following weekend.
Okay. Great. And then so just to get back to the CPL League again for the 15th and 16th, we have a potential outcome for first and second being decided that weekend,
correct,
along with shuffling in the third and fourth place,
correct,
for the prize money. And for the Women's Premier League,
that is decided already.
That's been decided already.
Yeah,
and who
the champion is Elite.
Okay.
They win the league.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's great. And then, so congratulations to Elite. That was all decided pre-COVID.
Right.
The scenario. Okay. And then looking into the 2021 season starting in September, following the Charity Shield match, what changes can we see happening in the future, and why are we making the changes that you're making?
The main reason why is to increase quality and get more players to play.
When we say quality, I mean the quality of the matches?
The quality of our Premier League.
Okay.
Right now we have a total of 14 teams.
Okay. So your top talent's been diluted throughout the league.
Could be 14, could be 16 teams.
Okay.
Next league going to be a total of 10 in our Premier League, and we should have 8 teams in our Division 1. With relegation, 2 would go down, 2 would come up.
Do you think it's beneficial to have more teams in your Division 1 or to have less teams than you're doing?
It would be great if we could get a total of 10 and 10.
10 and 10,
yes.
Eventually.
And if we have 10, or we get 12 teams, if we could get 20 teams, it's great.
Sure.
We would love everyone to play football. Right, but right now the registration of players per club is up to a total of 35. Our season is not that long, so there is a number of players that are registered but don't get that playing time.
So are you going to reduce the roster size?
So those players that is registered to a club that don't have or don't get the opportunity or the possibility to play on a Sunday to Sunday or Saturday to Saturday would have the opportunity with the clubs to register Team B in the Division That's a Division 1.
So they would sit on 2 different rosters within the program.
That have some restrictions.
Okay.
Right?
What are those restrictions?
The restriction is that any young player age 20 and under would be able to play with the 2 teams.
Okay.
But no senior player going to be able to be fluctuating between teams.
Okay. So you're managing with the quality of the players that are going to be in the lower program.
Some teams, for whatever reason, that's how they work it out, do not give young players the possibility to play Sunday, or Saturday.
Sure.
Sometimes in a month, these young talented players just manage to play maybe 45 minutes, maybe 1 game, and then suddenly they lose interest and they go missing in action.
Well, that's the advantage that some of these teams are using, right? If you can, if you keep a young talented player on your roster but don't play him, that's one less talented player on another team that you don't have to worry about playing against.
So
that's a very selfish reason.
So now you're going to have the possibility.
That's great.
To keep your players in a Division 1 and play them whenever you need.
But the player gets the benefit of playing in Division 2 or in the next division.
So we're going to have
good for you.
We're going to have players that will play.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we want.
Yeah, of course.
We're looking right now at almost 732, I think. Not too precise, but around that that are registered under the age of 22 with clubs.
Okay.
And this statistic come through our national team database that we have. But when you look into the clubs, these players is not that active with the Premier League.
Of course. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Right. So you have some clubs like Future that 90% of the players are young Caymanians that playing. Then you have similar situation with Academy. Right. Now we start to see growing interest for the young Caymanians in East End.
Great.
Right. So we start to see a little bit more of that also with Sunset. So we start to, but we need more clubs to give these young players the possibility of playing, not to be part of the club. We need them to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is a massive loss of players between the age of 16 and 18 that they lost complete interest because the club's not giving them the possibility of playing. We at CIFA need clubs like Cayman Athletic to get back in action. We need clubs to have that mentality of what Bordentown have. Bordentown is one of the club in conjunction with Future that attract all of these young players from that neighborhood or from that community and work with them and bring them up.
Sure, they focus on the legacy programs. Right? Yeah, that's great.
So we need clubs to have more of that. So we don't have the situation where so many players go missing.
Do you think there's potential one day in the future to ensure that 16, 17, 18-year-old bracket stays involved and enthused? Is there a market one day to creating an 18 and under program just for that group to keep them playing?
Well, at this point, we have in our youth league this year, for that purpose, we are playing U12, U14, U16, U18, U20.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
I can't go in much details because we haven't discussed yet or we haven't approved yet, but there is some modification that have to be done from CIFA level towards the clubs so we could have more young players involved with the senior teams, where these players could feel themselves welcome from the senior players.
Sure.
And the ideal deal or this package, it would be for some senior players playing the role not only of being senior, but the role of being mentor to guide these players through football and help them to be a better person and to be a better citizen. Not all clubs have those
No, so it's a rare scenario,
right?
Unfortunately.
But I think from the association is a lot more that we could do and a lot more that we could put in place to assist the clubs, and it's something that we're working on right now.
Okay. And then with regards to the Women's Premier League program, we're talking about the potential for an increase in number of teams in that. What does that look like for the next season?
It looking promising.
Right now there's 3 teams.
Right now it's only 3 teams. Okay. There is a possibility, right, for Sunset to return. There is a possibility of Latinos to get a team register, and also Academy that been working with a group of young players that now are a little bit more mature, that looking really good. Now these players are 18. They had a U18 team for a couple of seasons. Now the players are looking ready, and we think that they or from the feedback that we get from the club, that they would be also getting the team register in the Women's Premier League.
It'd be great to double your number of teams.
16 would be great.
It's a great number.
16 would be great, yeah. And the age of the players would give us a really good, solid Women's Premier League. In 2 calendar years' time, we should have a very good one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. That growth, that element of growth is truly fantastic for the women's program, especially with everything you've said so far about the under-20 program and how well that age bracket has done to get those players more playing time within the CPL and playing more competition in the Women's Premier League. That it's just great. I'm very impressed. And as far as the youth leagues now, what are we seeing as far as youth programs for 2021?
The youth program is a complete overhaul. We're going to have we're going to start at U10. That is basically just a fun league. We're not interested in goals. We're not interested in who win or who winners or losers don't exist. We're just interested in the kids coming out and having fun with the parents. We're still working through it. We're still going through it. We're not sure about. We don't want to interfere with the school league. That's for sure.
Is the school league still going to happen?
We're not sure yet.
Okay,
so I'll be a little responsible if I go and make any deep comments on that.
Any statements on their behalf?
Yeah, but we at CIFA, and especially our youth committee, that is really satisfying to sit down and have the youth committee that we have right now, to listen to them and how they approach the construction of the league with so much positive information and how to deal with it and how to take it out. And I would like to thank our chairman, that is Alban Ruiz, Mr. Mitchum Sanford from Cayman Brack, Paul Biles, Paul Macy, Olson, Martha Godet, Olson Ebanks, Oli, for their valuable contribution towards the youth program. These are people that been there for quite some time.
Sure. Every name you've mentioned has been a fixture in the sport.
One of my big concern was to create a proper structure for our youth league. I think we have it now. So we have U10, U12, 14, 16, 18, 20s. Is guaranteed that the kids would be playing twice as much game that they would normally play.
Sure.
Is in a better structure, is well put together.
Great.
And we only need that Mr. Junior Hyde finish the goals on time, so we could have the goals ready.
On that note, especially on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we do have one caller on the line. And before we wrap today's, I just want to find out any COVID procedures that you're putting in place for the game. So we'll get back to that in just a few minutes after this brief commercial break.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Register for the University College of the Cayman Islands 4-week technical vocational courses. The introductory courses provide training in computer technology, customer service, QuickBooks, commercial cooking, electrical installations, plumbing and air conditioning applications, and many more. Classes start July 27th. Qualified Caymanians can apply for private scholarship. How can you register? Join UCCI's registration drive from July 22nd to the 24th and July 27th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the UCCI campus. Bring your passport and health insurance card. For more information, contact the admissions team at admissions@ucci.edu.ky or call 623-8224.
The Wharf is your only waterfront breakfast and lunch atmosphere along the shoreline. Starts at 7 a.m. with freshly squeezed juices, hot coffee, and your farm fresh eggs.
The unique sunset happy hour and dinner ambiance is your obvious choice for your waterfront dining. See you soon for salsa and boogie nights at the Wharf.
Follow us on Facebook to keep in the loop of all the happenings and come and join us at the all-day waterfront experience on the 7 Mile Beach.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and we do have one caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling Talk Today.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir. How can we help you today?
It's Mr. Whitaker.
Yep, we have Mr. Whitaker here in studio.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have a question. Right now, how's the relationship between the Cayman Islands Football Association and FIFA?
You mean the Cayman Islands Football Association and the...
And FIFA?
And FIFA?
Yes.
Great, actually. We had the visit of the president a couple of years ago. And the programs and projects that we had prepared here in Cayman, when presented to FIFA and CONCACAF, they look at it as a model to follow throughout the Caribbean. So it's really good.
Okay, and now with the problem we're facing in the world with the coronavirus, what plans do you all have in place so that our young people will still be interested in becoming professional football players?
That's a good question, and I appreciate it. At this point, when we hired quite a few professional coaches, we're preparing our local coaches at this as we speak with license that not only going to teach them how to teach, but also how to assist players off the field. So there is a lot of opportunity to for players, from the talented players, to go to tryouts, to get the opportunity to see and to visit places. But we have to be realistic. The most important aspect right now is to get our players as much as possible overseas education through scholarship, to get them in universities, to get them in college, and then we could take it from there to seek that direct impact into professionalism. We have to be responsible here, and we have to tell our players the truth. I mean, we keep giving the players the assumption that everybody could just go to England and to make it to a Premier League team. That is not so, right? There is other countries, there is other markets that would be easier, and we haven't explored that market, and we're looking into exploring that possibility now in a second division, in a first division, or even Premier League. But the English market is pretty booked right now, but there is absolutely other markets.
Okay, and right now, in the second division, the first division, or the professional league, how many Caymanians do we have in those categories?
That is, I think I speak a little bit about that, right? But the idea behind it, and there is some changes that still, as mentioned earlier, that still have to be made and will be made, is to increase the numbers of our Cayman people playing football, right? Is to keep all of our local players in the game, is to avoid the players going missing and picking up other sports. So I could guarantee you that in a short time, you would see a big difference in the number of players, Cayman players that are registered in the rosters.
Okay, and one more question.
Yes.
The national football men's team, are they being paid any type of salary for playing on the national team?
We cannot sign, or yes, we could. And this is not a good question. We don't pay them. We give them stipends. And the reason why we give them stipends is because the young players that have the opportunity to travel overseas, to go to school, the moment they receive any sort of compensation, the laws in the U.S. would not allow them to play at the NCAA or the NCAA because they consider them that they're coming from a professional environment. So we have to be careful with that, because at the end of the day, we'll be hurting the players and cutting the possibility of playing at that level. We have a stipend system that the players receive on a monthly basis for attending training. That is encouragement. You come to training, you get some sort of stipend, and some other benefits that definitely you didn't have in the past. As we speak right now, all of that is subject to change to do a better stipend system for them, and to keep more incentive for the players. I think we had done a great job with that. When Cayman traveled the last time to the first game that we traveled to Jamaica, we chartered a flight for them. They stay at a 5-star hotel. When the team traveled to U.S. Virgin Island, we did the same. And there is not one player that could say right now that the Cayman Island Football Association under my leadership and my executive committee had not treat them the right way, or had not commit to them the right way. And this go from 13s all the way up to seniors.
Okay, one more question, Mr. Whitaker.
So we actually do have to go to our 2 p.m. Headline news. If you don't mind waiting on the line, we can come back to you right after our news, all right? We'll be back with more talk today right after this.
Follow Radio Cayman on Twitter. All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Follow us at twitter.com/Radio Cayman.
Your 2 p.m. headlines brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
Today's biggest news.
Radio K-Man.
It's only 2 species that we have, on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
It is in the best interest of the people of these islands.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio K-Man's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Shortly before 5 a.m. this morning, officers responded to a report of a stabbing at a service station on Walker's Road near the intersection of Boilers Road. A man at the location was approached by another man who stabbed him and then left the location in a vehicle. The victim was transported to the Cayman Islands Hospital for treatment for his injuries. He remains in hospital in serious but stable condition. The suspect is described as being of light complexion and was wearing a blue shirt and black pants. The matter is currently under investigation. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. Tensions are mounting in the U.S. city of Portland, where federal troops have been sent to end almost 2 months of anti-racism protests, some of them violent. The protests began after the death of George Floyd in police custody in May. There have been nightly rallies ever since, with clashes between protesters and police escalating in recent days. U.S. President Donald Trump says he is trying to restore order. The approach has been criticized by local officials. And polar bears will be wiped out by the end of the century unless more is done to tackle climate change, a study predicts. Scientists say some populations have already reached their survival limits as the Arctic sea ice shrinks. The carnivores rely on the sea ice of the Arctic Ocean to hunt for seals. As the ice breaks up, the animals are forced to roam for long distances or onto shore, where they struggle to find food and feed their cubs. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Green Turtle, modern solutions to get you through the new normal. Download the Green Turtle app now and top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination. Home delivery of laptops, tablets, phones, accessories, and iTunes and major online retailer gift cards. And now, home deliveries of groceries and courier service. Guaranteed delivery within 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit their list of products at greenturtle.ky or download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio K-Man on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio K-Man app or log on to our website, radiokman.gov.ky.
your voice, your choice, your radio.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio K-Man's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and we still have in studio, if you managed to twist his arm, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker, who is here in studio talking about the 2020 and 2021 seasons for the Cayman Islands Football Association. Caller, if you do want to call back, again, Mr. Alfredo is still here in the studio. So, Alfredo, we were, before the break, talking about the youth program changes that we're going to see for the Under 10 and the Fun League. Still working through logistics between the school programs and with all, obviously, the COVID changes happening. There's still a lot of up in the air, but we are going to see a youth program coming back to the pitch sometime in the next few months.
Yes, and not only the youth program, the grassroots program is also
that's okay.
Ready to go again. That will make a big difference.
An age bracket for the grassroots. This was the girls program, the girls grassroots, or this was the both?
Both.
Okay.
Right. So we starting from 5 to 12.
Okay.
And that would give us the opportunity, with the number of coaches that we have right now, to start to select talented players.
Okay.
And put them in a group, a talented group, and then they would have an extra 1 day or 2 day training to start to develop them at that age, because there is tournament now that run from U14 all the way up through 15. So it would give us the opportunity to start to prepare them from that young age, So when they're 13 and they go and play 14, we have them together for at least year and a half.
That's great. I mean, those grassroots programs really are the, just from my own sports background, like the grassroots initiatives, the rec leagues, not the school leagues, the rec programs, the under 10 programs, where just your mixing up of talent. That is where it all starts, right? Without those programs, within a very short period of time, you have no more leagues, period, because everyone outgrows the program.
Absolutely
and I'm glad to hear that you're putting a lot of emphasis on those, especially with that under 12 bracket, whether you're doing weekend jamborees or whatever it is that you're doing, just getting more players, just numbers, sheer volume of players coming out, kicking a ball. If you accomplish that, you've won the day.
That's correct.
And that's now with regards to refereeing, because the referees have been on break now for several months, as well as the players. The referees, you're a former referee. I've worked with many referees in the past. I will say refereeing is infinitely harder than playing the game. Far more challenging, far more vested responsibility on you as a referee. And we talked about the joking elbow. Now that we're saying hello by elbows, that some players might attempt the friendly, vicious elbow during the post-game shakes. How have the referees been handling the past few months? What have been their process for getting back into it?
Well, believe it or not, the referees been very active, not only locally, but also at CONCACAF and FIFA had prepared all of these platforms.
Okay. Online platforms?
Online platforms. Sure. So locally, Carlene Reed, Willis, Derek Williams, that is the duo that's in charge of the fitness part of it.
Okay.
And Livingston Bailey, that is our head of refereeing, prepare weekly programs. So the referees are pretty good. They're ready to go back.
Okay.
They start training on the field couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure.
So they've started their own training to get back into it.
Yes,
fitness-wise.
But I'm sure that throughout this pandemic, those that had the opportunity, because many of them are frontline workers, police and so forth.
Of course.
Those that had the opportunity hit the road and was constantly in physical activity.
Sure.
So when they train on Thursdays and Tuesday evenings, we could see that they're good.
Given the first series of games really are very important games for the end of last season's and the deciding of who was going to top the charts in the Premier League, are they going to be doing any kind of friendly refereeing matches before stepping onto the pitch for opening weekend? Opening closing weekend?
Well, when I leave here, I'm sitting with Mr. Bailey, because now the national teams are back to training.
Sure.
And we have to incorporate those referees into the national team program.
Okay.
So whenever they have inter-squad, we need a referee there. Whenever you have little sessions that defender against attacker, it's important to have a referee there.
So the referees are doing their
training.
training.
The referees before they start must come.
Okay.
And get back.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill that if you don't use that skill, just like a player.
If we put the package together and we get all of us to work with each other, there's no way that we could go wrong.
Yeah, very fair.
We need to have a better relationship. Even the clubs that going to start to do a couple of friendly matches or they start to play between each other, they should be calling Mr. Bailey, and we should be sending them a couple of referees down there. We need to look in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're right.
We all of us into this together.
Sure.
Without the teams, there is no referees. Without the referees, there is absolutely no game that could be played.
Sure.
Right? Without the clubs, there is no CIFA.
Sure.
Without CIFA, the clubs can get assistance. Without our national team and good relationship there, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
You know, I think anybody who has ever held a title as president, prime minister, premier of any organization, whether government or non-government, has probably said the same thing. We all need to work together if we're going to actually pull this off. And you're absolutely right. It's the truth. Without the unity between referees, coaches, players, association, international association, CONCACAF, without that complete understanding they were working together for the benefit of the sport, it doesn't work. It all falls apart at some point.
The good thing about it is that our executive committee, we do make it happen, right? So when we promise and when we speak with clubs and we say we could assist and we will assist, right? It will happen. One way or the other, it will happen. Obviously, not all of us share the same ideas as EXCO level, right? In my case, I have a full football background. That was my living for 16 years.
Sure.
I used to get paid for doing that. So I look at it in a different way.
Yeah.
Obviously, the executive committee members have a football, not exactly a background because they have their own professional jobs, right? And all of us feel it different. But when it comes to get things happen for the benefit of football, for the benefit of our country, our communities, I think all of us should have the same view. Sure. This include executive committee and include all clubs, all football family, because that's what we want. We want our people to be happy. We want our people to represent us well when they go overseas, and we want to be proud. We want to go to Ed Bush or at the Annex and watch a good game of football. We want to see the stands full. We want to feel very good.
Which begs the next question I have of you, Matt. But circling back to the referee question, because Cayman had a few referees, including yourself, who had represented Cayman at international matches. Are we seeing any current referees that are potential there, or even still doing FIFA matches, CONCACAF matches, and stepping out of the Cayman territory?
Yes, we have Ken Ray Willis that is still on the list. We have, unfortunately for us, our good female assistant referee. She moved to England because her son went to school.
Okay.
We have Ben Whitty that is recently elected to the list as central referees. So we have 3 referees. I think we should have at least 4 or 5.
Okay.
But
are they seeing more opportunities, or will they see rather more opportunities next year and future years?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I know it's a very competitive field.
Is competitive now because the head of refereeing that we have is not too friendly with the Caribbean people, and and our friends from the Caribbean region that's supposedly supposed to be the support for the Caribbean, come from Jamaica. Dave Meikle and Victor Stewart, that based in the office in Jamaica, it's very difficult because they're going to look out for the people and they're not going to look out for all of us, right? So there is some obstacles, right? Some of them are tough to overcome, and some of them are very difficult. But I think, and 2021 going to be a big year for many things, and that's going to be one of them.
That's fantastic. On that note, let's end that little part there on that high note. We do have one caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling Talk Today.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your question?
I have a comment for Mr. Whitaker.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Whitaker, could you play football? Could you ever play football?
Was your question, did he ever play football?
He ever play football?
The question is, Mr. Whitaker, have you ever played football?
He was a good goalkeeper.
That's a story we keep hearing.
He was a good goalkeeper.
I'm still waiting for the video proof of this, though.
Like how he win the league now. Never walk alone. Give God thanks for that, and I think Mr. Whitaker, you're doing a wonderful job, and God continue to bless you in all your work in the football. I know he's a hard-working man, and I know you want to stay in faster, and with God's guidance, I think you'll make it through, my brother. One love, Liverpool. Take care.
Thank you, sir. And
I like how you threw in the Liverpool jab right there.
We will never walk alone. Thank you for your kind words, and I really appreciate it.
That's very nice on that one. I'm not sure how I felt about the Liverpool comment, but There's a lot of Man U fans out in Cayman right now who are not very happy following yesterday. But on that note, let's take a quick commercial break and be back with more talk today right after this.
Green Turtle, modern solutions to get you through the new normal. Download the Green Turtle app now and top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination. Home delivery of laptops, tablets, phones, accessories, and iTunes and major online retailer gift cards. And now, home deliveries of groceries and courier service. Guaranteed delivery within 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit their list of products at greenturtle.ky or download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
You've spent a lot of time with your kitchen appliances lately. Did you realize just how old or out of date they really are? If you're thinking of upgrading or replacing your old kitchen appliances, there is only one place to go: Brand Source Home Gallery. They're having a 15% off sale on GE appliances this month. That's right, save 15% off on all GE appliances now through the end of July. You will love the savings and the look of your fresh new appliances from Brand Source Home Gallery in Industrial Park on Dorsey Drive. Call 623-5000 for more information.
Hey, hun, what you doing?
Putting things away in the shed since it's hurricane season. You know, preparing for the better.
Don't you mean preparing for the worst?
No, for the better. Since we have Brit-K Insurance, we're fully covered against hurricanes. Plus, they have response teams ready to help us file a claim faster. If I were preparing for the worst, I'd watch football all day.
Still don't get it.
Isn't there a match on?
Oh, really?
Let Brit-K prepare you for the better this hurricane season. Call 949-8699 or visit britk.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're tuning in for the last part of our show, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. As always, we do welcome your stories and feedback and questions, and always invite you to join the conversation. So if you do have anything to say in the last 10 minutes of our show, please do give us a call, 1-800-534-8255. Do want to thank our two callers who have called in with questions and comments for Mr. Whitaker. I do still await some video evidence of Mr. Whitaker's talents in goal, but I'm going to trust him on his word and trust the caller on his word on that. Two quick updates I do want to give to the community here today. There is a Facebook group called I Love Cayman. It is founded by Roland Talano, and I hope I pronounced his name correctly. And now there was a post in the group yesterday, which I do want to bring some attention to because I thought it was a fantastic post. It was made by a Miss Lisa Jarvis. And the group is actually now looking to do a rotating happy hour group to assist local businesses and restaurants. And I thought this was just a great initiative from the community, from a community ground level grassroots initiative to help out local restaurants, eateries with generating business by bringing these groups from this I Love Cayman Facebook group. And there was, if I remember correctly, there was several thousand members in this group, and just couldn't help but feel a very warm sense of community spirit emanating from the group. So do check out that group, I Love Cayman. And the second was a notice that I found on the Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. The training center's new course from the Workplace Essentials series on basic accounting is now being offered at, I believe, it's $25 and less. The course is facilitated by Lauren Christie of Berman Fisher, and it is a great opportunity to improve or develop your basic accounting skills. There's a two-part series taking place on July 21st and 22nd, and you can visit the caymanchamber.ky to find out more information about it. I thought it was a great initiative for those who are looking to upskill their business accounting skills and basic accounting skills, that this was just a very cost-effective opportunity. On that note, Ms. Whitaker, back to you and Cayman football. Now, when we're looking at the referees, we talked about referees before, what are the opportunities that exist for new referees to come into the sport? A lot of people do want to play the sport, can't play it as well as the current level, so refereeing becomes a viable option to be involved on the field. What training opportunities exist either now or in the future for that?
Very soon, as the league finish, there will be a beginner's course.
Oh, this summer?
Yep.
Oh, great.
For referees.
Okay.
So the dates would be announced, but that is next for the referees.
Okay. And those training courses are organized by the current referees, or do you bring in outside talent to run those courses?
No, we have Mr. Livingston Bailey, that is a FIFA and CONCACAF instructor.
Okay.
That he is the person responsible for those courses. And the chairman of the referee committee, Mr. Peter Kinberry.
Okay.
And then on a yearly basis, we have 2 instructors that would come from overseas.
Okay.
That would do the famous REP course that stand for Referee Assistance Program.
Okay.
And then we would have also another course throughout the year. So that's where we have. We do courses here and also in the BRAC.
All right. Are you getting many referees out of the BRAC?
In the BRAC, we have a couple of referees.
Okay. And as far as the BRAC teams playing in the Premier League, we didn't get a chance to really discuss too much of that. There is the one team that plays in the current Premier League.
The BRAC have teams in the. They're going to register a team now in the Division 2.
Okay.
But they're very active with the youth league. They always have a number of teams.
And how are they as far as the women's players and the numbers from them? Do they see? Because we're looking at 6 teams potentially for the next women's league. How many of those, if any, of those players will be coming from Cayman BRAC?
In the past and current, we always have a couple of females for the national team that come out through the BRAC. At this point, there is 3 players that we are looking at for the U17. That
great.
These men, Coach Claudio already had contact with Mr. Samford and Ian regarding that. So for future, we're looking to bring the players here on a Saturday and at some point take the national team to have a training session in the BRAC and return in the evening.
That's
Sunday
great.
morning.
It's great to get those opportunities
Yeah.
to the sister islands. Okay, and then the last part is the one where I'm going to choose my words very carefully on this one. When we look at spectator support and fan support at the Premier League games, I've attended a few Premier League games, and the stands aren't as full as I'd like to have seen them from the past. Like when you go to a national team game, you're guaranteed a fan base showing up. We have a strong support for our national programs. We don't see that same sense of support for the club level Premier League programs. What can we say today to spectators? What are plans in place, possibly FIFA putting in place, to increase the spectator support? Because that's the energy. That's where your energy comes from.
First of all, we need to have a marketing strategy, right? Secondly, the clubs need to help us to help them. So, example, Scholars have a good group. Barton Town have a good group. Latinos have a good group. Roma have a good group. East End used to have a good group, right? So we need to market the games. We need to have something, regardless of the spectators going in for free, we need to have something that incent them to come in, right? And at some point, we had lose that. Now, when the parents come with the kids to go and watch football, right? They want to come and watch a game. They want to come and watch good football, right? They don't want to come and watch the fight and the complaining and they don't want that anymore. Because most likely in the morning, they had watched a good Premier League game. They had watched Liverpool display beautiful football and beat somebody 3-0, 4-0. Maybe Man U. Right? So now when you come
What happened to One Love? What happened to One Love?
That don't exist anymore. So most likely when you come to the evening now, there is a different scenario. There is so many things on the field that spectators just get tired of it and don't go and watch it anymore.
That's true.
And to make it worse, there is nothing there, right? So we need to find a way, and that's why I mentioned earlier, 2021 is a different year, it's a big year. We need to find, and we're always willing to help at CIFA with ideas. So we need to find a way that when you have the big games, the derbies that we call, that we market it properly, that we have the spectators turn out, that we're going to have good football and we're going to have a football atmosphere. That is something that we had lost. We don't have football atmosphere anymore in the stadium. So we need to get that atmosphere.
The energy back into it.
Right? Energy, maybe as simple as getting a DJ there.
Sure.
Maybe getting the teams ready to take the field and play the FIFA anthem, maybe to start playing our national anthem, maybe for the players to start to feel that football atmosphere. But we at CIFA, it starts with us, right? We have to create that atmosphere, right? And then pass it on to the clubs, and that would pass on to the spectators.
It's very rare that I hear someone take a responsibility for major elements like that. To hear you say that CIFA is going to take it's a CIFA responsibility to start that process, it's a very noble starting point, because you're taking the responsibility of saying this is a problem that we know we need to fix. Because you do at the end of the day, you do need to fix. Just like if you don't have a grassroots program, if you don't have fans, eventually your sport starts running out of energy, because your fans bring that energy to it. Your parents bring the energy to your kids' program. Your fans bring the energy to your adult program.
Correct. I was embarrassed a couple of years ago when I sit down and speak with the girls, and I asked them, what can we do to help you?
Sure.
And when they mentioned how dirty the dressing room was, and when they start to mention that all the dressing rooms window was broken, so whenever they would go and change, they would have people from the outside looking into the inside. And they continued to tell me all of, really, it was embarrassing. We at CIFA are the one that's supposed to provide, especially the girls, right?
Of course, yeah.
That sense of care. So if we don't provide it for the girls, much less for the men, right? So we look into that and we solve that problem. But we are the one responsible for many, many things. Some of them very small, some of them big.
Yep.
And I take responsibility. As the president, I take responsibility. And we will look into every single areas where we could help this game to get better, where we could help the clubs to become better.
Sure.
Better clubs, where we could help the players to become better players, until we start to go to the football field and start to enjoy a pleasant game. Right? At all levels.
Yeah, of course.
15, 16, seniors, girls, boys, at all levels. That's the way it should be.
You're absolutely correct. There's got to be a committed effort to that. And as Ms. Susan said off just now, even if it's right now with social distancing, if there is online streaming, it's building that appeal, building that energy for spectators to want to. And good on you for taking that responsibility. As amazing as it is now 2:30 and we're actually coming to the end of our show, which it's always a pleasure talking off radio, because time does fly very quick whenever you're in the studio. So thank you again for coming in today.
Well, thank you, and thank the football family for the support. Thank to the executive committee and my general secretary, Marcos Tinoco, for the fantastic job. And they could always expect, football family, you could always expect something good, something different, and something beneficial coming out from the from our executive committee. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Susan, and everybody have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Alfredo. On that note, we do need to call it a wrap for Talk Today. Thank you again to all of our loyal listeners out there in Radio Cayman Nation, and our guests from UCCI and Cayman Enterprise City, and of course, CIFA President, Mr. Alfredo Whitaker. On behalf of the entire Radio Cayman family, it's been a pleasure broadcasting for you today. I'm Raymond Singh. God bless, and have a fantastic rest of your Monday and your week ahead.
Talk Today is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Also brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile. Saving lives today.